Aim higher than stars over our atmosphere. I'm back to build, but tragically Master Chef has come back again. I aim to win, no competing. We all gon' make it, coming from the greatest. Speaking in existence, it's the awakening. Don't give up when you going through hard times, cause rough nights hard to prepare you for a good life. Keep your head up, stay strong, positive vibes.
Smoke here?
Of course. Yeah.
No doubt. I want to show the platforms. You know, some people be on platforms that, you know, want you to watch certain things. So I just had to be sure.
Oh, no, we all natural over here. We all natural.
You got the ball. Okay, no doubt. I like that. Old school water ball. Keep it clean.
Oh, yeah. That's that earth, wind, and fire.
I was just about to say that. Earth, wind, and fire. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Earth, wind, fire, and water. No doubt. Water.
All right, so let's kick it off like this. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are.
Well, I'm Black Sincere 7 Genesis. I am a father and a husband, first and foremost. I am a medicine worker, a shaman. I am a alchemist. I'm a gardener. I'm a mycologist. I am a yoga instructor. I am a Reiki practitioner. And I'm a servant to my peoples.
For sure.
I'm here for my peoples. You know, I'm here for my village. Everybody who knows me knows that I am a village man. So, you know, I am what the people need me to be that I have to offer.
Definitely. Yeah, you know, it's good to have you, man, and we appreciate. We need all the wisdom we can get in these coming times, man. So it's wonderful that you really getting out here and doing your thing, man.
Well, you know, I'm honored to have how can I say this? I'm honored to have the story that I have that gives me the ability to be able to do this. You know, somebody had called me the other night and was asking some questions, and I'm answering their questions, and, you know, they're just going back and forth about a few different things. And they said, you know what, thank you, because there's so many people right now trying to offer what you offer, but they're not willing to offer the information with it. And I told her, well, that's because not a lot of people have had time enough to get the information. So I was blessed to be doing a lot of the things that I've been doing for a while, to be, you know, gathering this. So, you know, now it's a blessing for me to have something to offer. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It feels good for me to know that all of the time I spent studying and experiencing things, it was for a greater purpose. You know what I mean? I didn't know
I know exactly what you mean, man, because I feel the same way about my life. You know, I look at all the things I've done, all the things I've studied, everything, and I'm just like, you know, I got all this under my belt, you know what I'm saying, what I'm gonna do. And then just recently, you know what I'm saying, I figured out, I'm like, you know what, I'm taking all that and I'm gonna just let it shine, you know.
Yes. And ultimately, I feel like that's what everybody is trying to find in their life, is that point that comes where you realize why you're doing it. What is your motivation? What is your inspiration? What is your determining factor? That is when life gets like fun. You're like, that's why I've been doing all of this shit. So I can do all of this shit, you know?
Definitely. All right, now I want to start off with the first question for you, man. So just starting off in just your life period, in your childhood, you know, growing up, how was things? Like, did you have any spiritual parents, family members, anything like that to kind of show you? But yeah, how was life just growing up, man? How was it?
So for me, life was a grand oxymoron. My life was the epitome of extreme on both levels. My mother, so I was born in Germany. Let's start there. And I ain't gonna tell the whole story. I can keep it pretty cap. But I was born in Germany. And so I stayed there for just as a child, came back to the United States. And from the age of 5, my father got locked up in the military. So my mother ended up living off a post, you know, Fort Carson, Colorado. So I grew up in Colorado Springs for the first 6 years of my life, from 5 to 11 years old. My mother was a super Christian. When I say super Christian, I'm talking about we had church at least 5 times a week. You feel me? Some people had 2 days to go to church. We had 2 days where we weren't in the church. Okay? Because other than that, you was there for prayer service. You was there for choir rehearsal. You was there for Thursday worship or Friday worship. You was there for, oh my goodness, it was crazy, right? Twice on Sundays.
Man.
And, you know, through emotional, verbal, and physical abuse at a young age, I was like, nah, I'm straight. And I ran away. And I lived off some crazy stories in Colorado for about 4 days until
we're gonna have to come back and hear some of them crazy stories for a second.
Yeah, definitely. Those 4 days was something else. And then when the police and fire department caught me and took me back home, I told them right in front of my mother, I'm running away again. I'm not staying here with this lady or her husband like that, you know. And so the next day when I woke up, she put me on a Greyhound and sent me to Detroit with my father. And my father is like Joe Pesci in any of the movies. That's my father. You know what I mean? Like over the top, he like Napoleon syndrome. So I'm just violent. I feel like violence is the answer to everything. And I need my son to be as violent as me. And I'm coming from church and worship service.
Right.
And now you want me to beat this kid with a pipe. Like, wait, what? I don't think I'm supposed to do that. So it was a real culture shock for me. And I didn't want any parts of any of it. So then at 17, I went to the military. So that gave me the ability to study everything and everybody on my own terms.
Right.
When I started going into secret societies and mystery schools, and like my life path number is a 7, so I always wanted to know what's really going on. You know? Okay.
Mine too. Yeah.
Okay, so that's okay. There we go. Now I get the link. That's why we study the faith we study, and we'll go and do the and consciousness and spirituality. That is the biggest. Like, wait, what? That we have to study. You know, so just all of that just became a mission for me, was to figure out the balance between, am I supposed to be comfortable with killing, or am I supposed to be praying for people? That balance of what my mother taught me or my father taught me, because they're both my parents. They both, I love them both, but both of them seem real extreme. Like this lady's telling me don't fight when these kids in school is punching me and calling me a nigger, and I fought back. I got a whooping, as you called it, because I'm an animal fighting in the streets, but these white kids attacking me. But then I come to Detroit, and my pops is like, he did what? He said what? And he's taping metal poles to my hands and telling me, you're not going to come home until this is bloody. Go beat the crap out of that dude. And it was like, you want me to like kill this kid? And it's like, I'm trying to balance it. And the military was like, it kind of was a balance of both.
Right.
You the opportunity to see for yourself. And it put you in situations where you're going to question your own spirituality, your own, what you're willing to do, your own, all of that, you know? And so that the military, I've never said this before, but I think the military was probably the first thing that made me really look at my spirituality and my consciousness and say, yo, what is right from wrong? And after I got out, then it was up to me to live my own life to show and prove that. See?
Got you.
Yeah.
And so now, like, once you left out the military, now was it in the military when you really got that spark? Like, okay, I need to. So how did that spark come along?
So I'll tell you, when I got out the military, when I was in, I was a heavy drinker. But getting out, I'm rolling by myself. I don't trust people, so I can't drink and drive. So I started smoking, and I realized how smoking really assisted my consciousness. Yes, you know, and assisted my ability to sit and kick it with an individual and talk and not think about punching them in the face. You know what I'm saying? And so I started growing weed, and I had an affinity for plants even when I was young. So I started growing after about 3 years of growing weed. I went to growing organic weed, and when I did that, the blessing started. Okay, I realized like it's blessing me. Like literally, when I switched to organic weed, that was when the artists and the rappers and the actors and I started becoming famous with my growing, and it was like, wow, okay. So then a brother in our community that I hold highly in my heart named Baba Mudu, who was a student of another brother I hold in my heart, rest in peace, Baba Kalinde. And they had a conversation, and I was informed that he was basically saying, like, if he could grow that weed like that, he can grow those mushrooms. And at the time, I was a 5%er. And so he told him those 5%ers, they call themselves gods. Well, why they not going in on these mushrooms? This theory until you do that. And so Baba Mudu basically came to another brother and basically introduced it. And that brother went with it, and he came to me. And that brother, I knew him fond in my heart, and I know he don't play with no, you know what I mean? Like, we ain't into recreational drugs. We'll smoke some weed, but we ain't doing the recreational drugs. You feel me? So when I'm hearing, like, you did mushrooms, like, gee, yeah, it's not what you think. It's like more spiritual. I'm like, spiritual? Like, you don't even talk like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We the gods. So he's like, yo, you just got to do it. And when I did, 1 7-gram trip healed my control issues that I had with my women, my anger issues that I had with my community, my PTSD from the military, just so many. Like the next day I was sitting and I was trying to figure out how did that just happen off of me eating something? Where did I just go? What the fuck was that? But I knew that whatever it was, that was what we needed as a people. And that was where things opened up for me. Because until then, I was just a city dude who went to the military, who was a veteran, and was finding a way to feed his family. I had 3 wives, and multiple children. I was 25, 27, 28. I was young, but I was growing so much weed and making so much money. And when I did those mushrooms and it woke me up to a lot of things, including my ego. And I went through a lot. And because these mushrooms will reveal yourself to you, it's up to you to make the changes. That's something that we had to learn over years of experience. And we're thinking anybody dealing with these mushrooms, you got to be a good person. Like, that's what they do. No, They reveal who you are. And if you make the option and the choice to correct your character, they will assist you. But if you don't, okay, they'll still assist you in whatever you're doing. So this is where the whole idea of Darth Vader and all of that and Luke Skywalker and the Jedi come from, is like, it's still going to be power. But, and that's what it started doing. Like, that's my first mushroom trip I knew. And that's when it woke me up to, like, the veil has been lifted, like, yo, there's a whole lot more. So that was my first introduction, as you would say, to spirituality.
Excellent. And, I just want to add this in here real quick because it's been a trending topic, and I love this because I love mushrooms myself. You know what I'm saying?
You cycle not too, okay.
And it's been a trend. So I've done a few of these interviews. So far, every person has said one of their biggest impacts in their life with spirituality has been with shrooms.
Most definitely. Listen, let's be clear. The things that they teach is spirituality now. It is theory until you experience it. And these entheogens, not just the mushrooms, the ayahuasca, the cactus, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The yopo, these different substances, they allow you to go into that realm. And so I would say that any person that has experienced entheogens in a well enough dosage, that would be their most spiritual, involvement that they've had in their life. I've never known anybody who's been in the spiritual realm as well as the Pyschonaut realm that has given me an experience that's happened in the spiritual setting, whether it's been prayer, meditation, fasting, the 7-day dark room, any of that. None of that have I heard has been more or as an epiphany as, you know, the entheogenic trips that we take as psychonauts. I'm not aware of anything that can compete. And again, I was practicing meditation and was transcending before I started growing weed, before I was doing mushrooms. I've transcended. I've seen the future. I predicted the future. And this is documented. The people that was around, they could tell you, like, no, this is the truth. And still none of that was as wow as the entheogens have been.
Yeah. All right. Oh, for sure. So now, all right. Now, I got a couple other things I want to ask you, but before
talk to me.
So now, before we get to that, though, I want to just get your story out the way. So once you had that spark from the mushrooms, from that journey in the mind or in the soul, how was your journey after that? Like even now, like what?
So you got to keep in mind, like as I stated earlier, I have multiple wives, right? So not only do I have these entheogens, because I started growing them after that. I got blessings from Baba. He was like, no, that was the point. We wanted you to, and I'm like, bet. So I started growing them, but I got wives. So now I'm taking them through. You want to go through? Come on. You want to go through? Come on. You want to go through? Come on. They want their sisters to go through. Come on, bring your sister. You want your mama to go. So now I have quote unquote test subjects, okay, to give these to in the same dosages that I'm taking. And they're going through their spiritual realizations. They're going through their trauma healing. They're going through their lives being, things being revealed to them about their lives that was not known before. I mean, awesome things, right? And I continued going in. And the more I went in, the deeper I would go in. And the more, because remember, I started off with 7. So it's like after that, I was like, okay, well, let's go into 9. Let's go into 12. Like, let's go back in at 7. Let's go in, like 7 was our main dose. But I would also go in on higher doses just to go to the next peaks. But then I'm going back in on 7 again and again. And then gifts started to become, like, when I would go in and I would come out, I would say things that I don't know where it came from, but those things would be revealing things to people. And it was like, oh, snap. And somebody told me one day, like, yo, dude, you a shaman. And I'm like, what the fuck is a shaman? They was like, you don't know what a shaman is? I'm like, nah. They was like, look it up. So I went and got all these books and I started reading about shamanism. I'm going, oh, shit, that's what I be doing. I would come back with, like, I'll go in and I'll see stories. I've, like, went and witnessed a murder and came back because there was a murder that took place and everybody was there and nobody knew what happened, quote unquote, to kill this boy. And I went and I seen the whole scene and I came back and told my wife and she told her friend and come to be that everything I told them was exactly that. I've done medium work where somebody's father came in to me. I was on the mushrooms. They touched my chest and their father came inside of me and revealed to that woman that her mother, that she's been calling mother to this day, is not her mother, that she was really taken from her younger mother because her real mama was a young girl and the dad was a nigga in the streets and was dealing with the girl. And, you know, when she got pregnant, her parents were like, nah, she ain't gonna have no baby and all that. And so he got her and took her to his girl and was like, yo, raise her, it's our baby. And she was like, all right. He ended up getting killed. You know what I'm
You good?
So,
okay, yeah.
He ended up getting killed, and you know, while she was 8, so it was like before he could reveal all of this to her. So he came into my body and went through all of this, you know. So different things like this over time. Hold on one second. I'm sorry, man. Over time, I just kind of realized. So over time, I just kind of realized the different gifts and abilities and things that, or the different things that I could do while in an altered state of consciousness, the different information that was coming to me, because it wasn't just for me, it's for my village. There's been times that's I've literally been sitting in my living room, and out of nowhere, I had the thought of a couple arguing and fighting and breaking up. And I reached out to them on Facebook Live and was like, yo, y'all need to, whatever's going on, I need y'all to make sure y'all keep y'all love tight. And I sent them both like this song from Stars, Kindred, Family Soul. And they ended up calling me later, like asking, both of them ended up, one called me and one texted me asking, did they tell you what happened? I'm like, no, he's texting me now. Like, you're both asking me. Ended up, they was literally having an argument and a fight, was about to break up. And for whatever reason, when that came to me, I literally stopped them from all of that, and they was able to remain. They ended up actually just getting married last year. You know what I'm saying? So it ended up being like a dope story. And when the sister that I'm talking about, when they first met me, she was a real big Christian. So hearing me talk about what I do and the mushrooms and entheogens and all of this, she was like skeptical, and she was open to being letting me know, like, I don't believe in that shit. I was like, all right, cool. Like, I understand. After that happened, and I told them that whatever is going on, they need to fix. Apparently, it was something to the form of, all right, I still believe in God, but if he has prophets and that dude just did that shit, I kind of trust him. So I'll go in on the mushrooms with you, because that's what he wanted her to do. And so then they were my first couple's journey that I've gatekeeped for, and they went into the multiverse and found each other. And you know what I mean? So I love telling that story because she was apprehensive to it at first. But then for whatever reason, spirit moved through me to send them a message in their time of turmoil enough that she could recognize, okay, he's tapped into something. And if it's because of the mushrooms, then let's do it. And they had their spiritual journey and connected. And so, like, these are the types of things that happen, man. It is awesome. It is.
Excellent. All right, so I got a question for you, man. So, like, for me personally, I've been dealing with shrooms probably since I was maybe around like 14, 15. I used to take like an eighth of shrooms just to, go out and party. You know what I'm saying? I remember seeing auras and octagons and pentagons all on the floor and in the sky and all that. And but recently, I'm about to say like 2 years ago, a year ago, man, that's when I met Brother Kalinde, and he was talking about the super doses, you know what I'm saying, like the 7, the 8, and all that, the 5, and so I was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying, let me take this a little bit more seriously, you know what I'm saying, other than just partying and playing with it. So that was the first time I did a eighth of shrooms. Oh, I'm running low on space. So I did a eighth of shrooms, and I sat in the dark, and it was like one of the most wonderful experiences I had. So ever since then, I just started taking shrooms, just sitting in my room in the dark by myself.
Yeah.
That's like the only way I would do shrooms. Now I had reached up to 5. I got to 7 grams. Then I was like, you know what? Let me try that 10. So I was like, I'm trying to just jump in, but I don't know what I did or what, so I'm still trying to figure this out to this day. But I did the 10, I was eating them. I was like, I can't eat all this. I'm feeling sick. So I put them in a blender, blended them up, and I put a little fruits and stuff in there, some juice, some honey, and I drank it down. But when it started to kick in, like I started to feel like the little effects from it, but it was like something in my stomach just went like, and it just started like pulling around my insides. So I'm just laying in the bed curled up like, no. So that happened to me like for a whole like 3 hours, dog. And,
Right.
and since then, you know what I'm saying, I've tried shrooms a lot, and I've tried them through lemon tech. I've tried them through many different ways. But every time, if I eat a little pinch like this, I feel that boy in my stomach and it come right back up. Do you know anything that can help with that?
So here at the Pyschonaut Academy of Detroit, we advise that you fast the whole day before you utilize the mushrooms. One thing you got to understand is, okay, so I'm gonna try not to go too in on this, but mushrooms are the sexual organ of mycelium. A lot of people don't understand that. So you have the underground entity called mycelium, which is the network of cells that create the body of the intelligent organism that we're dealing with. And when it finds conditions that it finds pleasable, like us, it's like, okay, I'm ready to bring forth life again, right? I'm ready to have sex. I'm ready to mate. I'm ready to spread my seed. And that's when a mushroom sprouts. So a mushroom from the top, it looks like a titty or a breast. From the side, it looks like a penis. And when you cut it down the middle, you see the vagina like instant, okay? Yep. So it's giving you the understanding. This is sex magic that we are performing here. You see that picture behind you on right there? Was that Shiva, right?
Yeah, Shiva.
Okay. And the sexuality in it, right? The four arms, the two people, one connected, boom, right? The blue color representing the, you know what I'm saying, entheogenic presence of, all right? When you think of all of this, the mushroom is a god or goddess that you are combining with to experience this ecstasy. So when you say, look, I don't like the way you taste, let me mix you with, like, you got to think of what that's saying to that entity. It's like telling a broad, like, I don't really like your face. Let me put this paper bag over your face while I smash. You feel me?
I feel it.
I hope you don't ask for no fellatio, because, man, she might be upset. You might come back without that. Now you're dealing with Isis Osiris and all of that. No, look, no, let me so. But so I'm just saying all that to say, we call that the price you pay. Any of these entheogens, there's a price to pay for utilizing them. And the more you try to get away from it, the more of a price you're going to pay. So for me, I fast all day because the mushrooms are a very clean entity. Any mycologists know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about pristine. I need to wipe my white glove and look at it, and I don't see nothing.
Right.
So
yeah.
It wants your body to be the same way. That's why it's positive, like sometimes when we do the Cambo or the ayahuasca the day before and then do the mushrooms the next day, because you are running with a clean temple. So now when you partake in the mushrooms, man, it's such a better feeling. So a lot of people will tell you, you know what I'm saying, your diet and all this ain't got nothing to do with it, but it kind of do. The cleaner your temple is, the cleaner that triple B. So definitely just fast all day. And we just do that and water. Now, some people might, after or while they're doing their mushrooms, do a little bit of wine or mead for the ancestors of the spirits. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, we just chew and swallow with the water. You know, I've heard all the other texts too. I'm not saying that they not right. But as you said, at the Pyschonaut Academy of Detroit, when we teach how to utilize these entheogens, the mushrooms specifically, we teach in the spiritual way as well. I myself has very, very, very few. I'm talking about maybe on one hand, I can count how many fun things I've done with them, like eating them and laying on the river walk or painting a picture. All of my trips have been in the dark. 7 grams or more, just after fasting all day. Spiritual, you know what I mean? So
you know what? Something I just heard, something just came through me, dog, and just told me something that I've been wondering for a while. I've been like you said, kind of like it, you know, is very clean and all that stuff. So I've been taking large amounts of shrooms like my whole life, and every time I try to take a big amount now, you know what I'm saying, it messes me up. But I'm thinking like maybe I just need to microdose for a while. Just start microdosing, leave it off easy, you know what I'm saying, and go from there. And then
have you ever considered the mushrooms are trying to tell you something about your digestive system? Like, so have you ever, like, you know, even done the knowledge to your digestion system and, you know, how it works? Bioscanning yourself. Now, this is where the 3 to 5 grams comes in, if you ask me, when you get into this realm of the bioscanning and things of that nature.
Yeah, so like in my child, like I used to be like 400 pounds and something like that. You know what I'm saying? I used to eat it down. But once I lost that 400 pounds or whatever, that 300 some pounds, I was you all good?
Oh yeah, my fault. I was just telling them something.
Okay, no, okay. So well, I used to be 400 pounds. So when I finally lost that weight, I do have like a very sensitive digestive system, which I'm working on to this day. Like I don't eat
So do
really
you
dairy.
fast before taking your mushrooms?
From that 10 grams.
No, like whenever you get ready to take a trip, do you fast that day?
Not all the time.
Oh,
I,
start there, and then come back and tell me if you have issues. Because that's what I'm saying is it don't want no food in your stomach when it goes in there.
got it.
It don't want. That's what I'm saying about the cleanliness. I mean, literally that day. It don't want. If you had a cheeseburger that day, I'm not going. Like sometimes I'll be going, getting ready to go in. I'll be like, damn, I forgot, and I've been eating, and I'll be like, oh shit, I was going on a trip tonight. I'm not going. I didn't eat. I'm not finna do no 10 grams, and I done had a cheeseburger. Hell no. So that's why we like go ahead and plan it out. No, okay, I'm going in on this day. So you might even like for me. When I'm gatekeeping and people call me and say they want me to gatekeep for them, I know that I might go in on some mushrooms while they're in. So for them 3 days before they go in on their trip, I don't eat no meat. I won't, you know what I mean? I'll start abstaining from different things so that on that day, everything is clean and clear. So I'm one of those that teach that your diet that day of is very important. You should fast all day. Because again, this is part of the price to pay. This is a spiritual journey that starts with fasting.
You know what's funny that you said that, because I had a reading a long time ago by one of the dopest ladies I've known called Khadijah. And she told me, she was like, Carl, she was like, you gonna need to fast through this spiritual journey. And as you said that her voice just popped in my head, I'm like, oh damn.
Yes. I mean, you gotta think of what fasting represents. We call it going on the mountain because you're dealing with less and less physical or land and more and more spiritual. Or
it's kind of like you breaking your density down pretty much.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you can rise to a higher ascension, you know. Yeah.
You got to think what happens to you naturally when you are fasting. Think of an animal in the wild that hasn't eaten. What is happening? All of your senses are getting more and more keen. I can smell better. I can see better. I can taste better. I can hear better. I can move faster. I'm stronger. You're actually stronger when you're hungry than you are when you're full.
Very true.
Yeah. People think when you fast, you get weak. I'll be like, have you done a 3-day fast? Because you get pretty strong. You feel hungry. The second day is a challenge, but your strength and how in tune you are all goes up. Fasting is what gets you in tune. And that's why it's very good to do while dealing with the entheogens and the things of this nature, because now we can really pay attention to what we're seeing when we're going in, as opposed to being full like a lion who just ate an animal.
Yeah, now you just laying there like.
Yeah, you just laying there and you feel stuff, but you ain't even got the energy to move with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fasting we teach fasting is advised and very important when dealing with the entheogens.
Okay, definitely. So I would definitely be doing the fast. I'm gonna try to do a journey. You know what I'm saying, in the start of this new reset.
Okay.
And I'm gonna see what it do, man. Because honestly, like I've been a little hesitant in getting into them. Like they pop up around me everywhere. My friends like, here, true, and I just be like, you know. So definitely, I'm gonna start fasting before the whole day, and then I'm gonna pop into them at night.
Drink some tea. Herbal tea is great. So,
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe I can do like some gingers and some digestive tea that might help, you know what I'm saying, coat my stomach.
Yep. And even if you want to drink some ginger tea while you're eating your mushrooms, that's okay.
Okay. Now, what do you think about turning the shrooms into tea? Do you do that ever, or?
So, to be honest, we have started doing a lot more than we normally do because of requests. We are more of spiritual practitioners and we're taking people, but there's a lot of people like, hey, we want to kind of just, hey, you know, and so, yes, we do make psychedelic drinks. We make what's called boneless trail mix.
Boneless trail mix?
Yes, boneless trail mix.
Oh, that's got to taste great. That's got to taste great.
Mushroom infused trail mix bars
That's
and
sweet.
trail mixes, and they are awesome. So I also make wines and meads. So we've made a mushroom mead before, so you can
Excellent.
pour a mead and enjoy the mushroom journey in a lighter form. So we have gotten into the recreational type of things. Yeah, we're I mean, because
Yeah,
we
but
do a lot of that anyway. So off of the cannabis. So it's
yeah,
like
you know what I'm
now,
saying?
especially with the decriminalization in Detroit.
Yeah, you need a nice balance sometimes, you know what I'm saying? You got the spiritual aspect, then you got the hey, let's just have a
Yeah.
little bit of relaxation, you
Because
know.
when people tell me they rather do these things than Xannies and perks and all of this, then I feel like, then let
Yeah,
me keep them here. Here you
here.
go.
Like,
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Perfect. And okay, now this is do you know your zodiac by any chance, like your sun, moon, and rising?
I am my sun sign is Leo, my moon sign is Cancer, and my rising is Capricorn.
Rising Capricorn. All right, yeah, I like to put that on the record, so people can get a
Okay.
little astrology analysis on the
Okay,
person.
yeah, I'm all jacked up again. Back with that balance thing.
Right.
Balance. Remember, I was about that's even with the Leo and the Cancer. I'm a Leo sun sign, egotistical, like yeah, I'm the shit, but I'm a Cancer moon, so I'm all sensitive and shit, like
Right.
sensitive tough guy.
But hey, that combination makes a great family man, though. You know what I'm saying?
That is a fact. Okay.
Yeah,
I
you got
never
that.
knew that was part of that. What made me that?
Yeah,
That's
you
what
got
makes
that protective energy. Like, no, you ain't touch my fam. And then you got that Karen. Oh, come here, baby. You know, yeah.
Yes, you called that one out. You like that one. And what does that Capricorn represent?
Oh, that Capricorn that represents that kind of like that drive. So that's probably why you are so successful in the things that you want to even accomplish, because you had that Capricorn rising. So people even see you like, oh, I know he doing something.
Yeah, every time that's what I asked because I wanted to see what you was gonna say, but everybody who explains that about me, that's exactly what they say. And I give thanks. I give thanks.
For
sure. I guess it makes up for the Cancer moon sign.
Yeah. Yeah. So man, hey, this was a great show. I appreciate you, man, and I definitely want to have you back for a second edition if we can do that one day. I'm doing more episodes dealing.
I got a question for you.
Oh, for sure, yeah, let it shoot.
Have you done ayahuasca yet?
Not yet. I've been waiting to do it.
What city you in?
I'm in Detroit.
We'll talk later.
For sure. Yeah, I was actually gonna hit you up after this too, but I'm doing more shows. I want to do more conversation wise, dealing with the topics of psilocybin, dealing with just other traumas and things like that. Like I'm trying to host a show. I'm getting a couple people together that maybe deal with maybe childhood molestation or death of parents at a young age. And I want to bring people together where we can talk about these things.
Have you found those people already?
No, I'm still looking. I'm still trying to.
Welcome to the Pyschonaut Academy of Detroit. I know some people who I can already say they would be more than willing to talk to you.
Sweet, because I know a lot of people that say like that they struggle with this. They don't talk about it to nobody. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we do over here at the Pyschonaut Academy of Detroit. That's how it. Now that's the point when I was saying that me having multiple wives, me having a mother who went through a lot. All of the things that conditioned me was for what we do now. And that is what we do. We assist people with getting over their sexual traumas, their post-traumatic stress disorder, their motherfucking depressions, the postpartum, not with just entheogens, but with herbs, with adaptogens, with onerogens, with all of these different things. So, so that's what I mean when I say we definitely got some people for you to talk to. I would definitely introduce you to the Pyschonaut Academy of Detroit, and I'm sure that after that, then they'll.
Oh yeah, I'm there, man. We about to grow a great relationship, dog.
Oh man, I look forward to it. I'm honored, man. You know what I'm saying? I like your energy. You're dope, man. You right here in my city. We got a link.
Yeah, we dropping the sevens on them. You know, hey. Well, shoot, man. All right, man. I appreciate you. This was good. I'm gonna be hitting you up after this, man. And do you want to say anything to the people before it's over?
Yes, I would like to say and end this the way I end all of my own shows and cushion coffees, and that is tell somebody that you love them in a language they can understand it in, because they might need that today.
Hey, like I said, yeah, we go link up real soon. I'm gonna hit you up after this, dog. I'm gonna let you go get with the family and all that. Shout out to the little one. Shout out to the queen. Appreciate and love y'all.
No doubt. Likewise. Peace, brethren.
All right, reflection. Hey.
Aim higher than stars over our atmosphere. I'm back to build, but tragically, Master Chef has come back again. I aim to win, no competing. We all gon' make it, coming from the greatest. Speaking in existence, it's the awakening. Don't give up when you going through hard times, cause rough nights hard to prepare you for a good life. Keep your head up, stay strong, positive vibes. Don't